Something more and more I've been thinking about with the rise of Mamdani and other New York socialists, because a lot of ideas that come out of the middle to lower middle, middle class, upper middle class New Yorkers, like heroin and folk music, it doesn't go away. I mean, folk music kind of has. If it ever even really was a thing. I mean, if you listen to something like My Cat Named Dog, you'll realize why that movie, A Great Wind or whatever, Mighty Wind, was such a big, a nice kick in the nuts for a lot of the boomers of that type of thinking. Like, oh, folk music, we're totally folky, because this was the music of totally normal people. Or Bob Dylan, I think his name's something like Robert, Hammenschleimer or something, it's like, and he came up with Bob Dylan, so, it's just one of those kind of things. Like, it's fascinating when you look into the 60s folkies that you end up finding out the 60s folkies were not exactly people who you would say, oh yeah, this is definitely some folky folk. Oh wow. Oh, whack, bro. Somebody's smoking a cigar. Yeah, dang, my car got fucked up. I'm not seeing another car. Oh, there's the other car. Yeah. Woo, took a good piece out of it. Wowie zowie. That's gonna cost you a lot of fucking money. God dang, that fucking took the whole bitch off. Wow. Okay. There's that one. Wow. So, I was thinking about, I was reading this one article, and they're like, yeah, people kind of dismissing this election are sleeping on it. They don't really get like what kind of the is coming or could be or something like that. So I started to think about the socialists and so I think, because what this writer was saying, this really shouldn't be dismissed. The elements that are really into this, that really see it as a victory, you should kind of take them seriously. And I'm like, okay. I was like, now why would people not take the leftists and the socialists very seriously? If Destiny and Hassanov and Vaush, these are not serious people, and that's a big part of why. And then there's the issue of people like me I live in a blue enclave, so I get to see, so what are we facing here? Who are these people? What are they? And scuffed doesn't begin to describe the left. Antifa was being favored by police, by judges. The FBI was going out of its way not to look into them. And it's because I'm betting at some level, when looked into by somebody, they're like, yeah, a lot of these people are sexual deviants, chomos, and if they go to prison, they won't make it out. And that's why, of course, the Trump administration has to focus on throwing as many people who are Antifa into prison for as long as they can keep them in there. This has to be squashed. The gangs have to be squashed, the cartels have to be squashed. Big busts happening at the federal. Feds are catching judges, state senators with like cash and like $20,000 worth of narcotics, things like that. There's just certain channels, mostly AI reporters. Some people are getting better at taming the way that AI does reporting, and so more and more you're starting to get these people that are doing real good work, like just reporting like, yeah, the administration is doing a lot. Bondi's doing a lot. I know Patel and her are up to a lot. And now, what was it that everybody knows that a grand jury is assembled, and they're like Brennan, Bolton, Comey, Strzok, Lisa Page, all of them. They're all going to be facing some serious problems. Yeah, they're going to be facing some serious troubles. And so yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about how things are going. I do think there can be some reversals, and that Trump talking about the tariff dividend, that's great. That is absolutely fantastic if he does that. That would be quite a coup. The Republican Congress needs to really get on board with him now. Like, this is one of these where it's like, yeah, Rand, you've gotten a lot of chances. You've gotten a lot of chances. And you know what? Rand Paul somehow is never in many photos with fucking Donald Trump. It's like, what? So do you like him or not? Like, what's going on, Rand? Because you're a libertarian when it's really a great time to spoil something, as libertarians tend to do. And it's like, Rand and the Fauci stuff that there needs to be like Rand Paul making it clear what's going on with fucking Fauci. He needs to be standing there with fucking Trump talking about what's being disclosed about Fauci and Pfizer and all these companies. It has to work this way. I don't understand why he has such a fucking... I've never seen these two together. Never seen them together. No, I have no clue what Rand Paul thinks of Trump. No clue. And mostly what I watch are people who are on the right and libertarians and anarcho-capitalist types. And I have no clue, like, where is Rand Paul? So there's this thing of, like, a lot of Republicans are going to have to understand that, like, you could lose it all. You could lose it all forever. Like, that losing it all forever, in this case, would probably mean that there would be like a very, very serious breakdown of the norms of society in the worst possible ways. So I'm really at the stage where it's kind of like the Republicans have to make it under the House seems to be on it. The House seems to be on it, but there's something going on with the Senate, that there's certain senators that are unbelievable. Grassley is kicking assly. Dude, he has the lawnmower, he has the wood chipper, he's doing it. He's putting in work. There needs to be something. The Republicans of the Senate need to be in more press conferences and photos with Donald Trump announcing things, so that Asmongold and Nuxenor and all these people now who are being openly defamed as like Nazis and fascists now, of course, by the leftists, and then there's that. somebody who really can put the boot up the ass of leftists and Marxists and stuff, like can talk in a way, could explain it in a way. Because at this stage, a big part of this is to go into this idea of, so who are these people's hero? Is Karl Marx seems to be their hero. Well, let's talk about Karl Marx then. Like that kind of thing needs to happen, and like nasty levels of shit talking. Karl Marx, the Jew hater. Karl Marx, the rapist. Karl Marx, the guy who like raped his own house slave. Just Karl Marx, the guy who defended keeping slavery intact in the United States because he thought that it would stop scientific progress. So he didn't care about the morality of it. He said that America would cease to become the most progressive country. So he clearly meant in some scientific fashion. I mean, and then on top of it, or Karl Marx, the possible Satanist. And all you got to do is drop something like that. Saying, you see, most socialist ideas are really bad because, socialists historically are bad people. I mean, what? You're talking about Hitler. Socialism wasn't bad enough for Mussolini, so he had to create something that was like even the socialists were afraid of. Mao, Pol Pot, which commie, socialist, red or leftist, the Black Panthers who would make you share your woman with everybody, and were known for beating up and torturing people that crossed the party in some way. And had these like megalomaniacal, wacko fucking comic strips about, destroying the police and stuff. But all you got to do is just sit there and be like, Karl Marx, that's who you guys like, and then you just keep indicting him, because there's nobody, there's just nobody on, you just keep indicting him. And then you make the parallels. Well, it makes sense Mamdani would like Marxism because he hates Jews. They both did. He does, and they both do. So how about that? And you just keep doing that to them, because at some point they've got to try to debunk it, and then they fail because they can't debunk it. Karl Marx was Karl Marx. He's one of the worst people, a dirty hippie rapist, rich boy, who pretty much his philosophy just like is kind of Jew hate with like the term capitalist put in there instead of Jew, and it's and it just takes like anybody kind of giving, like Tick finally figured that out. It was kind of funny because once I like read like what did Karl Marx write about Jewish people, then I'm like, wait a second. So according to what Karl Marx wrote here, he's just using capitalist instead of the word Jew. And I was like, how did nobody know about this? Well, because people hid his works that made him look like a piece of shit. And then Marxists are, the Western world's rife with this fucking trash. So it's like, they just, whoa, no, that's all rumor. That's not real. But now, we've got his, all his essays, and we got all his stuff, we're like, so like most things left of center, what you're doing is obfuscating. You're just lying. And so therefore you're the good guys because you've lied about your actual position. I really mean it. All you got to do is be like, the word capitalist was just a euphemism for Jew. It's clear in his writings. It's absolutely crystal clear. You actually have to be a bit of a chump not to understand that when you're reading his shit. And so, I guess this is where I'm at. Like, there's only so much we have to fear from from the Marxists. You just keep humiliating them, like endlessly. You never let them up. You never take the boot off their neck. You never stop fucking razzing them. You always give them raspberries and noogies every time. Because nothing else, they don't understand anything else. There is no, oh, well, yeah, I can see your point about that. No, they're never going to do that. That's never, ever going to happen. And a big part of this, too, is scuffed. A big part of the left that we know this isn't conjecture. The left almost doesn't exist if you have like intact families. The left is mostly a phenomena of broken homes and ugly people. Ugly people from broken homes. And it's one of those things that at a certain point, once you realize, like, no, really, the physiognomy check meme on the left is consistent. The broken home wacko is consistent. There's even science behind this now. And there's more and more genomic evidence coming out about this too. So it's just one of these things of like, no, at some point, they're going to do something. The leftists and the Marxists and all this, they're not going to change tack. And it's because they're not really made up of creative people anymore. This is also the thing we're seeing in artists and the world of art. Just saw the BBC, the issue about the BBC. They had to fire a bunch of the senior staff because, these idiots, they keep... they decided to doctor the film on the BBC, and this is a major thing in Britain for how fucked Britain is. One of the most interesting things about them right now, and has been, is they have certain rules about documentaries. So this is why, like, what do you call it? Al Gore's movie. Like, this is why, the whole climate change thing was it's kind of like it was crap from the beginning and we knew it, was because Al Gore, person had a light out, so I didn't know they were turning. Ooh. His alignment's fucked. His bearings are fucked. Those were some fucked up sounding bearings right there. And, okay. Every once in a while, people do things around here that I'm like, there's no traffic. You have the turn. You're in the turning lane. There is no traffic. Why are you waiting? This is getting awkward. So when it comes to a lot of this stuff with the socialists and stuff, they are going to make more inroads. The beautiful part is mostly inroads in the blue enclaves. And it's like, New York is, but now there's a bunch of people who are like, okay, we're gone. And I mean, seriously, like, they're already selling the houses. Stuff's already going up for fucking sale. So he screwed them. It's just a matter of how expensive is this going to get for them. All right. Because it's other people's money. Like Thatcher said. All right. Talk to you guys later. Peace.